consequences of your actions have brought each of you here. Catherine, that part of the building is off limits to the students. Sometimes when the door to the other side is open, it's difficult to control what comes in.
Down at Our Hall is the story of 5 girls, trouble girls, who don't have any special skill, that go for no particular reason, at least they are not exactly aware of what they are doing there, to a very special place, and they find out that they start doing things that they didn't know they could do. And they don't know why.
It just sort of came to me.
And they don't care, because for the first time in their life, they are doing something special. But they are gonna find out that everything has a price.
I think what appealed most to me about Down a Dark Hall is it feels very elevated for genre thriller teen film.
It really surprised me how it started like a young adult story and then evolved in a much more tense way until it became a very intense, ruthless, and beautiful experience. I think we are intending to create something very powerful visually and also very elegant, so we can tell the story of this teenager and the struggle that being a teenager is in a very accurate and stylized way.
I never said anything, and when I finally did, they said you needed friends, or pills, or you needed to be put away. Some gift we have.
Kit is us, and we are Kit. She's gonna guide our eyes, and we are gonna feel things through her. She's a young lady who's trying to figure out the kind of woman she's gonna eventually become. She's observant, she looks around, she analyzes things, and she acts.
When we meet her, she is really lonely and angry and misunderstood, and I don't think she feels like she has control over a lot of things in her life. So when she gets sent to Blackwood against her will, she's in this place of just wanting to reject everything, but Madame Duray and the professors believe in her, and it's this sort of responsibility that's been placed on her, and this belief that she has the potential to become something that I don't think she's ever heard before.
If you trust me, and if you give all of this a chance, if you try, I promise you, you'll be amazed at what you're capable of.
We have another 4 girls, and they are different people and different personas too. The way they relate each other, the way they react to the same things, even the way they dress is totally different, and you see that because they project such different energies. Sierra is aimless. That's why probably she's ravaged by these forces in such a powerful way, because they don't even find resistance on her.
She's kind of seen a lot. She's from a very posh background, but her family don't really care about her. And she's done a lot of things and seen a lot of things and has kind of ended up at Blackwood and doesn't really care about anything. And I think audiences will relate to that feeling as a teenager. You don't really know what you're doing in life.
Honestly, I don't know if she's the weakest of them or she's the most delicate of them. There's something very fragile on her nature, and that's why she connects with these literary creative forces and with such fine poetry.
I connect to her because I think she has a hard time expressing what she wants to say and can't get it out a lot of the times. With herself, she doesn't really know what she wants to say, I think, and is I think out of all the girls, the one who kind of sits back and observes more than talking.
Izzy is weird. She's weird. And actually Isabel is enjoying so much being that weird. You never know what to expect from her. You don't know if she's naive, or if she's ruthless, or if she has a plan, or if she doesn't give a damn about the rest of the girls, which makes her unique and different.
I really liked Izzy because I felt like I could have a lot of fun with her. I don't think there was too much in the script about her, and there's no character in the book named Izzy, and so it was kind of more so for me like a cool exercise that I could play around and basically make this person whatever I wanted her to be. I'm just gonna make her as weird as possible and just have her be one of those kids that her parents were like, we can't deal with her. So we're sending her away. So it was fun.
And finally, Veronica. She was grown in the toughest neighborhoods. She doesn't have friends, and she doesn't want to have them. She learned the hard way that she is alone and that she will ever be alone. She will never follow these things because she doesn't want to. She doesn't want any gift. She just wants to be her, and she doesn't want to obey anybody.
I hate you.
She has a lot of insecurities, and she doesn't like to be vulnerable. So she puts up the mask and the snide remarks and the attitude.
Oh, you bitches aren't crazy. It's just you.
Veronica, wait!
It's not really, I feel like, who she is. I just think that she just doesn't, know what else to do with herself in those moments where she feels like, oh, feelings, what? I'm just gonna be a bitch.
That's a bold look.
Allow me to welcome you all to Blackwood.
Blackwood is one of the schools Madame Duret has been ruling for the last decade. And it's a very special school because it uses the 4 pillars of classical knowledge.
Arithmetic, art, literature, music. The 4 pillars of knowledge. That will be your core curriculum here at Blackwood.
It's about allowing them to use their full potential, going beyond what they even know they have inside.
There's a talent inside each of you, and I intend to find it. If you follow my instruction and allow me to raise you to the great heights I know you can reach, no one will ever laugh at you again.
Madame Duret has a secret agenda and is sort of in her own moral code that some people would find immoral. And she basically is a channeler. She's dealing with spirits on the other side. It's definitely a challenging role. She's booking dates for spirits to possess young girls, to continue their creative work in life that was cut short by untimely death. Okay? You're not gonna be able to lay this one up too simply.
My baby. You promised me I would see my baby.
Be patient. The connection is getting stronger.
I was sent the script for this and thought that I'd been sent it by mistake because I was reading it and it says things like Madame Orlonsky fills the doorframe with her imposing presence. And I looked at it and thought, well, I'm 5'4", and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. And I was leafing through it thinking, she's just beaten up this person and she's just attacked this guy and she seems to be winning all the fights. So I spoke to Rodrigo, who said, you know what, actually that's why we think you might be very good for it, because we want someone who's not an obvious, she's not meant to be Miss Trunchbull from Matilda, is what he kept saying.
Let me introduce your mathematics teacher, Professor Farley.
Professor Farley, I like to think, has come from quite a sort of good place, in that I get the sense of him as essentially quite a good man who has joined an establishment which he thought he understood, and it's become clear that there's something much bigger and darker going on.
Madame Duret helps these men and women to speak through you girls to finish their work.
It's clear that they are enthralled Madame Duret, and also to the building, the house itself, which is the sort of the other great character in the story.
And for literature, whom I believe some of you have already met, Dr. Sinclair.
Dr. Sinclair is kind of interesting because she's sort of, for me, the character that kind of sticks out a bit. She's very inspirational, so I think she's very much about encouraging the girls to sort of get in touch with the artist inside them. So I think for her, Blackwood is something that's very much a force for good, and I think she becomes very subtly and gradually disillusioned by what happens.
Proving his excellent timing at this very moment, your music instructor, Jules Duret.
Wait, Duret?
Jules is my son.
So Jules is a 22-year-old piano teacher, and I think he had aspirations to be probably a concert pianist or a conductor himself, but that I think he probably found in school that he may not have been as talented in order to go down that route. And so I think he found an opportunity to be a part of this school that his mom created, and so he took that opportunity.
One of the big draws for doing this movie, truth be told, was learning how to play piano, which I don't technically know. I'm going to continue though. So I practice a lot, and I had 2 fantastic piano instructors, and I love the instrument now. And I had a piano in my dressing room, and I'd be listening to the music and doing fingering exercises and learning the piece. It was a lot of fun.
There were 2 pieces that I needed to prepare for this, and we had a wonderful piano teacher called Hector, and it was really fun to spend some time with him, and his love of music, which I think also influenced me in Jules in some way, to see his passion for music and the light in his eyes when he talks about music.
I shouldn't have to remind you of the importance of the role you play. We are their guides, not their teachers. They have found a path. Our function is to keep them on it at any cost.
Uma is so talented and kind of architectural about the character. Just like, I remember our first day on set, she walked in and I saw her from a distance, and it sort of had the same effect on me as when Kit first sees Madame Duret, like off in the distance coming down the stairs. And it's just like that silhouette and that figure, that sort of like that commanding presence was exactly how I imagined the character to be.
We did a scene, my death scene, and it was raining and there was stuff getting in my eyes, and I had a hard time opening up my eyes in the water, and she's just on the side, you know, cheering me on and really standing up for me, and I think that speaks a lot about the person that she is.
It's fun when we do scenes with her because I feel like I don't have to like try and listen to her. It's like I genuinely want to listen to everything that she's saying, and it's so different every time, and she plays with things. And it's cool to watch an actress like that because you learn things, and she's so enthusiastic and like runs back to the first mark to go again, and it's like so cute to see, and that she's like this grown woman and like somebody that I've looked up to, and she's like, let's do it, let's go, and like runs back. I think it's so wonderful. She's great.
Working with Rodrigo Cortés has been fantastic. Going into this experience, I sort of just being familiar with movies, I felt like what I'm going to call the horror genre is truly a director's medium beyond a lot of things, because it's really not just about what's on screen, it's about what you feel is right off screen as much as it's what's there. And so I've been very referential to him, and I've enjoyed it.
He's amazing. I love him. He's like the coolest guy and really lets you kind of play your character how you want to play it, but at the same time he has a vision of what he wants for the film, and that's really great in a director. And he's really funny and really fun to be around, which makes going to work every day really, really great.
It's been so interesting because Rodrigo sees the whole movie in his head. Whenever he talks about like what he wants particularly, you can see that he has an idea in his head, like we're gonna use this shot for this and this shot for this. And I think it's cool working with an editor because he edits, so it's like you can so see what he wants and how to do it, but it's nice that he leaves room for us to surprise him too.
I think as an editor, even when I write as an editor, and when I develop a project, I also see the scenes not in a literary way, but in terms of pace and even cut. If you want 30 seconds of that, I agree, but it's just go behind the hands. It's just to get 1 second, 2 second beats. So when you get the material as a director, in a way you feel that you are getting the primary material in order to really make the film afterwards. So you don't simply cover everything from every point of view, like everything could be done in a neutral way. But I try to use language and go from here to there using the sequential art in order to create something on the posterior craft, which is the edit. We are trying to do the effects in a very rooted and grounded way, so everything has a very physical perception. So when we have even the presence of evil or these creatures from the other side or whatever, they are always tangible, physical, and real. It doesn't matter if they don't belong to our world. They are never transparent ghosts. If you are alone in an attic and you're in the middle of the darkness, you don't see anything, and there's lightning, if you see a dragon, it's probably scary. But if there's 12 people looking at you, it's probably scarier. So we are doing that with everything, including the fire. We are using real fire to make the house really burn. And even when we use CGI, it's starting by very physical and tangible techniques. Everything you're gonna see here is gonna be real.
Veronica, it's me. It's Kit.
My optometrist. I went to see literally the first morning I went to the optometrist, and she was the nicest optometrist. I've never been to like any eye doctor. And she did the whole fittings for the eye lenses and everything. And it was a very interesting experience. I found out I had astigmatism.
It is going to be beautiful. I've seen some of the shots in the playback, and Jaron Blanchke is our DP, and he just lights so phenomenally. And I watched some of the playback, and it's just like my eye catches all the bits of light, and there's this mood and consistency, and it feels like an older film. It feels kind of like this new created world. It's something a bit darker. It's something slightly twisted.
In theory, they tell you you're gonna work with 5 young girls. What can possibly go wrong? But they support each other so much, and they have such light and collaborative energy. They enter the set full of energy and just want to create something interesting, and they help each other so much. They are so aware their quality depends so much on what they get. So they feed each other. So it's a real joy.
In the audition process, we did like a mix and match, and I had so much fun getting in the room because it was like, oh my gosh, it just started to kind of spark. And then once we all got here, we all became like very fast friends and frolicked throughout Barcelona.
It's been so fun to work on this movie, mainly not just because of like the crew, but mainly because of the girls and of course Noah. It's cool because I get to go to work with like some of my best friends, and we just get to like gossip and talk about like boys and life and like what we're gonna do after this, and then we just go to work and have to be like strange and weird and angry with each other, and then it's like we just go out to dinner and bond.
We're like a team, and it's amazing, and yeah, going to work with them every day. It's like being in a boarding school, it's like going to school every day with them.
A few of us will leave for a couple days, or we won't see each other for a couple days, and I already miss them already, so I know it's gonna be definitely probably really, we're gonna miss each other a lot whenever we wrap.
It seems that for Isabel, who's already cried, Rosie and Taylor, this is a wrap.
I think this film has a really positive message, and I think that one is about female power and the power of revolution and rebellion, and that sort of form of confidence is a force for good and is necessary, and I think that's an absolutely brilliant message.
It is a coming-of-age story, and it is sort of a learning to trust yourself and learning to be a leader.
You have so much life ahead. This is the beginning. You'll find a way.
I really would like them to think that they saw more than a genre movie. So if when they get home, they feel that the movie didn't finish yet, that it's still in their heads, and that they are trying to rewind and solve explanations behind what they saw, and that they imagine what they could happen the following day, I would feel more than happy.